Yesterday, there was an assassination attempt against Donald Trump at his Pennsylvania rally. Let's start by making it clear, violence is never the answer. We must reject the use of violence as a political tool, which is precisely why so many of us are working hard to prevent Trump from returning to power. His history of encouraging violence, from promising to pay legal bills for supporters who beat up protesters to the events of January 6th, only makes this issue more critical. Violence only escalates the danger for everyone, including those who oppose Trump. The responses to the shooting have been just as disturbing as the event itself. Several Republicans have quickly exploited this incident to attack Joe Biden and the Democrats. Mike Collins, a Republican lawmaker from Georgia, tweeted that Joe Biden sent the order. Marjorie Taylor Greene claimed that the Democrats are a party of violence and evil, and J.D. Vance suggested that Biden's rhetoric directly led to the assassination attempt. These statements are not only unfounded but also dangerous as they fuel further division and violence. It is critical to call out and counter these false narratives to prevent misinformation from spreading. First, let's set the record straight. Neither Joe Biden nor the Democratic Party tried to assassinate Donald Trump. The shooter was a registered Republican, which is inconvenient for the narrative being pushed by some conservatives. If the shooter had been a Democrat, it's doubtful that the same people downplaying political affiliation now would do so then. Reporters from the Philadelphia Inquirer spoke to classmates of the shooter, who described him as a conservative. This highlights a long-standing pattern of scapegoating Democrats for actions they had nothing to do with. The idea that calling Trump a fascist led to this attempt is flawed. Acknowledging Trump's authoritarian tendencies does not justify violence against him. Trump's actions, such as inciting violence at rallies and making dangerous threats, underscore why many view him as a fascist. One example of such is offering to pay legal fees for those who assault protesters. However, recognizing these actions doesn't mean advocating for violence. It's essential to differentiate between criticizing Trump's behavior and supporting violent actions against him. Responses to political violence should be consistent. Democratic leaders like AOC, Chris Murphy, and Joe Biden have condemned the shooting unequivocally. Contrast this with how some on the right have reacted to violence against Democrats. For instance, Donald Trump and others made light of the attack on Paul Pelosi. This difference in reaction highlights a troubling double standard. A consistent stance against violence is necessary to uphold democratic values and ensure public safety. Moreover, gun policies also play a role. The shooter used an assault weapon, which Democrats have tried to regulate. Republicans have consistently blocked these efforts, both at the federal and state levels. Trump even signed a bill revoking Obama-era checks for people with mental illnesses. This context is crucial in understanding how such incidents can occur. These lax gun regulations are enabling such violent incidents and cannot be ignored. Efforts to regulate assault weapons and enhance background checks are crucial steps toward preventing future attacks. In conclusion, violence is never the answer. It's imperative to reject it and work towards preventing those who encourage it from gaining power. Let's stay focused on promoting peace and condemning violence, regardless of political affiliation.